honored to have with us today for the Orr Group's Partner Perspective, Emily Kirkpatrick, Executive Director of the National Council of Teachers of English. Our Orr Group Partner Perspectives highlights the insights of leaders in the nonprofit space. And Emily, we are excited and honored to have you join us today. Thank you.
Glad to be with you, Piper.
Thank you so much. So we will get started right away. I would love to start with your industry insights and observations in this space. You've dedicated over 2 decades of your nonprofit career to public service and civic engagement with a particular focus on education. As such, I know you've witnessed significant changes across the philanthropic landscape. Could you share some trends and opportunities that you've observed and how these insights have shaped your approach and your work with the National Council of Teachers of English?
Sure. So my life is driven by creating opportunities for others. And particularly since the pandemic, a trend that I'm experiencing and drawing so much energy from is a significant degree of openness to consider new ways of doing things, new ways of securing revenue to drive a mission, new combinations of partnerships and content to create strategies and opportunities. So a really significant trend is this sense that we're in an era where there are new combinations and new inventions that are required for nonprofits to excel. And I particularly see that as exciting and not fear-inducing. I think another trend that's really important to recognize and harness is the need and the power to be proactive. We know that the world has reset or is in the process of resetting itself. And so being proactive means stepping forward and finding new avenues to pursue your work. And that's actually what led me to find the Orr Group. There's tremendous reason for NCTE to bring in philanthropic dollars to grow our mission. And it's so much more powerful to do that proactively and seize an opportunity to build something for the future, but ahead of the curve of perhaps dire need. And so that's another trend that I would encourage any peer to look into. And that's the reward of proactivity.
I agree. I know you and I have talked a lot about that. And speaking of successes and challenges, as executive director of the oldest and one of the largest literacy and education organizations in the U.S., you bring a deep expertise in organizational strategy, programmatic innovation, external communications, and fundraising to your work. Could you tell us about the most notable challenges that you faced since your appointment in 2015? And then what achievements do you consider to be some of the most significant milestones to date?
Sure. There's so many challenges that the world has thrown at us in the last 9 years. The pandemic being one that I think has touched every single person listening and watching this partner perspective. Our world has also presented great challenges to connect with people. There was certainly a rash towards social media and a heyday of social media. And now, as so many of us in society are taking a step back and questioning what that has led us to become and how it's led us to behave, it's harder now to connect and find new constituents because social media platforms mean a lot less than they did 5, 6, 7 years ago. And I think there's a great hunger in society to create and know that there's trust, and there's a great longingness for connection. And so I'm eager to see how we evolve that challenge over the next 2 years at NCTE into an opportunity, because we are an organization and a network that supports deep relationships and considerable amount of ongoing mentoring. And we certainly believe and see the power of people having a professional network beyond their school building or their school campus. And so we know it's important. The challenge is finding new ways to connect with new people. The proudest moments in my career have been made when I've led an effort that has been proactive and ahead of the curve. And that also means that sometimes when you're leading, it's a lonely place. In 2018, NCTE moved into becoming a fully remote organization. That is to say, we chose to become a remote workplace before it was the cool thing to do, before it was the required thing to do because of something known as COVID-19. We chose to move in that path because I noted that we could attract and develop a workplace filled with the best talent we could find when geography was no longer the limitation. That in the nonprofit world, becoming remote meant a better and different use of organizational dollars and pushing more of our budget towards benefit towards our mission and our people, teachers serving students from pre-K through graduate studies. And I'm really proud of that achievement and all that it's unlocked for NCTE and its mission and its people. And again, in the early days, it felt really risky to propose this to a board because there weren't so many models. But we gathered as much data as we could, as much research as we could, and built prototypes that proved this was not only doable, but also a smart decision. And here we are now. NCTE has been consulted time and again for how did we do this and how do we continue building culture among our staff. And I'm so excited. We are looking forward to our annual staff retreat, which is a sacred time when every single member of our staff comes together to develop work plans, to enrich our connections to each other so that the next year ahead, the next fiscal year, will be our best yet. So that's one. The second is NCTE has discovered how it can play a role in our members' lives, in addition to an amazing annual convention that we hold that will always be an incredible experience that everyone looks forward to. But in addition to that, we have pioneered and have found meaningful ways to build community, to share professional learning, and create enriching, rewarding opportunities connecting with authors and illustrators and leading thought leaders through online programming. And we will continue to push the envelope on that. But we discovered something a few years ago, and we've continued learning and building and making use of every opportunity we have. So we're now known as the place where you can come and engage, come and partner, and make things happen because of NCT's ingenuity and agility.
It's amazing, and it's been an honor, I know, for myself and the Orr team to learn more about what NCTE is doing, to hear about your innovative leadership. Obviously, our team, has conducted an assessment and had sphere of influence conversations, and it's exciting to hear about the conventions, and it's all positive. So thank you also for taking your time to be here with us as well. With ambitions to grow NCTE's national impact, you and the team at NCTE have been partnering with Orr Group to initially assess and design and now implement a strategy focused around building and sustaining fundraising. Could you share specific instances or ways in which this embedded partnership with Orr Group has added value, fueled your work, and contributed to the organization's strategic advancement?
Certainly. We began this relationship with the Orr Group with a commitment to assess, to research, and having a team at Orr Group ready to uncover the gems within NCTE and find where our greatest opportunities sit is a really significant contribution to our forward work. There's a great tendency in the industry to say, oh, we're going to fundraise, and next month we're going to come up with 10 prospects, and we're just going to go on. And instead, NCTE took a deep breath and found the Orr Group and said, we're first going to take a step back, look at the landscape, assess, and have a research phase. And the outcome of that set us on a course for fundraising over a sustained and ongoing period of time with a compass. And that's so, so important. So, as our work with the Orr Group moves forward into active fundraising elements, time and again as a team, we're returning to what did that assessment say, and what did we learn, and what did we see six months ago? And I think that speaks of the importance of dedicating time to research and plan. And working with the Orr Group has meant that we have an instant bench to rely on of fundraisers, of strategists, of professionals who are ready to help configure a database. And when you're in early stages of setting up a fundraising operation, you need fractional pieces of a considerable array of expertise. And beginning all of this work with the Orr Group has meant that we have access to that diversity of expertise that comes together in the form of a development department.
It's exciting for us too, Emily. I mean, again, to be able to work with the largest education institution and really get back to grassroots and conduct that assessment and help you grow your efforts and build awareness is truly an honor as well. Well, your visionary leadership makes you a valuable resource for other executives in the education space. So, on that note, and in the true spirit of partner perspectives, what key pieces of advice would you offer to fellow leaders who are striving to achieve impactful outcomes and empower sustainable change in their communities?
The first is to always be looking around the corner and concern yourself just as much, if not more, with the challenges of tomorrow than what you're living through and trying to navigate today. And that's by doing so. My second point is focus on your center of control, where you can influence the greatest degree of financial sustainability for your organization and mission growth. I think the lesson there is also to always remain proactive. And we lose so much energy when we are spending our time reacting to what is versus building what can and should be for our tomorrows.
So true. Well, thank you, Emily. I truly appreciate your time. It's an honor to work with you. I can speak for not only myself, but the rest of the Orr Group team who gets to be embedded partners with National Council of Teachers of English and learning from your leadership on a daily basis. So thank you again for joining us today. And we've got a lot of work to do.
The best is yet to be.
That's right.
Thanks, Piper.
Thank you so much.